Hey, welcome all of you 54,000 hair loss fighters and hair transplant bros. So we are going to be looking into Amir's, another YouTuber's hair transplant journey in Turkey. He started about a year ago, and in today's video I'm going to be commenting onto his final results. He was the type of guy like many of you guys who started treating his hair loss with minoxidil, with the proven treatments, but was unable to get that definition, that thickness and fullness, and that's why he decided to go for a hair transplant. And in this video we'll find out how it turned out after a year, which means final results for him. Before we do so, shout out to our sponsor GoFiber. As always, these are hair building fibers you can use to mask any thinning or patchy areas on your scalp to make your hair look thicker and better. So make sure you check out the link in the video description below where you can visit GoFiber, get a free sample of your choice and try them out. See if you like them. So here's how this video will go, guys. I will start commenting on his results starting from the hairline and crown because these were the main areas where he got his hair restored. The mid scalp was not restored as he had sufficient hair in there, and he's now also on treatments, finasteride, minoxidil, ketoconazole shampoo and microneedling, so he tries to keep that hair thick and full in that zone. At the end of this video I'm gonna dive into the Vera Clinic. That's the clinic he went to, and I'm gonna share with you guys whether I think it's a good clinic or not, whether it's a clinic I would go to or not. So make sure to stay tuned until the end of this video. He got 5,000 grafts transplanted. The frontal third got about 3,500 grafts ish based on this planning, and the crown got about 1,000 to 1,500 grafts. Now if you're interested about seeing his whole procedure, I'm gonna link his video in my video description box so we can check it out. So before he looked like this: frontal third, balding corners, and also a balding crown. All right, and this is him after 12 months. So first let's start with the hairline and see how it kind of developed, whether he's happy with it, whether there are some issues based on his comments.
With that, but I was really happy about my hairline. This came in pretty relatively quick, and it came in really nice as well. Like at first I had some gaps in between my hairlines and whatnot.
On the left portion of the hairline there was a little gap which was more obvious. Let's see if that gap has disappeared and grew in fully.
You know, once it grew in really well. Around the 6 to 8 month mark was when this first area, the front half of my head, really stabilized, and I got the full 100% result over here, and that I was really happy with. But anywhere in between month number 8 through 10 is where I finally gained that density and the thickness on my scalp or my crown area right over here that I once did in high school.
We definitely see a great amount of singles right here. Also naturalness on this portion of the hairline, definitely at least 8 out of 10 in my opinion. After uncovering his hairline totally, we see also that very peak of the hairline is looking very soft, and there are also just single grafts prevalently, 70 to 80% only singles in that, you know, very front of the hairline, which is looking good. Again, adds on to that naturalness. This is, however, the only area on the very right, as you can see, where I see more thicker looking grafts or hair follicles kind of growing out. This is the only area which doesn't look so soft as this area, at least from this angle. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you are watching this, Amir, comment below if you think this is also an issue or a minor issue that you have noticed that there are some doubles or maybe thicker looking follicles on this area. And this may not always be an issue as long as they are like correctly placed in the correct angles, and they're not sticking out so much. If the wind kind of blows and your hair is long, this hair will kind of misbehave. It will be kind of misplaced very easily by wind. And I'm not even calling it out as a huge issue. It's just looking a little bit more robust to me. Normal person wouldn't even notice.
Like, you know, like a crazy bod job or anything like that, like a obvious job.
Also, if we take a look at the hairline from the left, we also notice a prevalence of singles which are kind of placed ahead of the hairline, and it's looking very soft. So I'm consistent with my 8 out of 10 naturalness on his hairline. Now, as far as the density on the hairline, I would say also it's somewhere around 8 out of 10 density. Of course, it could have been denser. Technically, it's possible to make that hairline look even denser with one procedure, but I don't think he needed it really. I think his hair is looking really good. It's not a thin hair. He has a like solid hair. It's at least like medium hair thickness in my opinion. It's not like a very soft hair, and that's why there is no need to overly dense pack it in my opinion. So for me, if I would be him, this hair density would be more than sufficient to me. Now there was this one little ingrown spot on the left portion of his hairline by the 6-month mark, as you can see here, and I'm just wondering how this spot improved. So if we go through this video, we actually see that it improved indeed. Once he comes closer to the camera, you can actually notice that this is nothing else but a result of a micro irregularity in the hairline, and also a prevalence of singles, especially in these areas which appear to be as gaps from afar. Okay,
I'm still not at my 100% mark. I'm still expecting here of my hair transplant. So right now this is at my month number 12 mark, and as you can see, the crown over here has gained so much density, so much thickness, and it's to the point where it's really difficult to tell that, you know, I was even losing hair or I got a hair transplant.
Now the frontal third looks very full, also with a pretty good portion of the mid scalp, and the latter portion of the mid scalp and crown are still looking kind of thinned out, but he's only 12 months in. Crown area can still improve from the month number 12 to 18 even, but considering he has only done like 1500 grafts on the crown, I think that most of these grafts have already sprouted, like 70-80%, good 80% of these grafts have already sprouted on the crown by the 12-month mark, in my opinion, from what I've seen in the past based on similar transplants done on the crown. But it's already looking homogeneous. He probably doesn't even need to use fibers on the mid scalp and crown, so this is already a really big win for him in terms of cosmetic improvement on the crown. Now, before I talk about the Vera Clinic, let me just briefly share with you his donor area, because this is a very important aspect of every FUE procedure, and oftentimes a very underestimated aspect that many guys don't even pay enough attention to when choosing their hair transplant clinic or hair transplant doctor.
So let's go ahead and let me go ahead and turn around and show you guys that real quick. If you guys can see, this is what my donor area looks like. Again, it does not look patchy or look like, you know, it looks like it was like, you know, over harvested or anything like that. It looks very natural, very normal, and this is right now with my haircut with the fade, but when the hair does grow out, it doesn't look like the job was touched at all. Again, I think I have like a fade right here, so again, you might be able to see a little bit of scars.
Now, if your haircut after your FUE is way longer than what Amir has, and you have some over-harvesting, it's way more easily to mask it. However, this short, relatively short cut on his sides and back really reveals pretty much all we need to see. And I really don't see any over-harvesting. I don't see any issues with his donor at all. It's actually looking very good, like it has been homogeneously extracted. And considering 5,000 grafts have been harvested without the beard, just from the donor itself, it's looking very good, even by exceptional hair transplant candidates with exceptionally rich donor area. Extracting 5,000 grafts with FUE, it's a very big session, it's a mega session. And I think for him, he was definitely an above average candidate in terms of his donor area density and also hair thickness, but still, this is looking very good. Now, fortunately, I am seeing very well managed donor areas with Vera Clinic, at least from the last year since I stumbled upon Amir's hair transplant and he went to the Vera Clinic. I'm really positively surprised about how they're able to manage their donor areas or donor areas of their patients, even with procedures that are like 4,000 or 5,000 grafts. But over the last year and a half, I was able to see and gather different before and after results and experiences from my clients who I consulted one-on-one, who also some of them decided to go to Vera Clinic eventually. And I'm again positively surprised, even despite of relatively low doctor involvement in the Vera Clinic. I need to be honest, the doctor involvement, as many of you guys know, like doctor doing extraction, doctor doing the incisions and implantation, this is not what Vera Clinic is about, if you are somebody who's looking for this, okay? But I also need to tell that Considering the low doctor involvement with Vera Clinic, the results are surprising to me, like in a good way, okay? So again, if you expect the doctor to be involved from A to Z and one patient per day type of clinic, Vera Clinic is not the clinic for you. However, if you are interested in like not paying a lot of money and getting really solid results, Vera Clinic may be a clinic for you to consider. So if you have any questions, if you have doubts, if you are not sure whether Vera Clinic is good for you or not, make sure you shoot me a message. Check out mattdominance.com/advise me, where you can fill out a short form, which is specifically designed for hair transplant in Turkey advice. And if you have any questions about Vera Clinics, any doubts, any issues, any confusions, if you want to have actual up-to-date information about Vera Clinic, fill out that form or shoot me an email. And with that being said, hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, put them down into the comment section below. I'm gonna read some of them, answer to as many as I can, and I'm gonna be here soon again with another video. Take care.